On island sequence 24, the people are represented by two separate but equally important groups. The police and the district attorney. These are their stories.
Oh my god.
Welcome.
Ba-dum, dum, da, 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 da.
We're gonna get content ID'd.
Oh, amazing.
What Silver, what you can't see is that I'm wearing a suit and tie.
Not yet, but I will once this shows up on Twitch Reno.
Yeah, so
Which it
welcome.
hasn't yet, by the way.
Oh, no.
Oh, there it goes.
Excellent. This is AlphaWit Thursdays. This is Thursday, and I am Wit.
Hi.
That one's Alpha.
I thought I was pie.
Wait,
What
why?
happened?
What?
Because food. And
What?
it's also a Greek letter.
No, you chose your own, a different Greek letter. You can't have them all.
Oh, watch me.
And then we're also joined by Silver, who is dipping in and out of his Dungeons and Dragons session without telling his party.
Buy the dip in and out. But not of crypto, because that's a scam.
You heard it here first. Tonight, we are very much hoping to get to the trial of Paradise Killer, because this is our 10th week, give or take, if my numbering system is correct. And nobody else will talk to us.
We get a free sub on our next stream.
Yeah, right?
Because our punch card is full.
Yes. So let's switch to the gameplay. And the music will kick in. What a cool image of One Last Kiss. All right. Here we are in Bearchan Plaza. Say hello to...
I forgot about that.
I hate that I have to say goodbye.
She's great and perfect.
Yeah.
So...
She's a good girl.
Where...
So are we going to trial or...
I think we are. I'm sick of this. We might not get all of the crimes correct, but we'll definitely get some of them. And isn't that the best we can do as a lawyer?
There's also the allure of horsies next week.
Yeah, Russell will have to teach me to set that up, but there is a horse game that I am so fucking excited for, you guys!
So now that we're this close, what is the title of this game?
Oh, the horse game? It's something very unexciting, like ride a horse special or whatever.
I wish you'd said that with more confidence because I had an answer for it no matter what it was.
I don't know which one it is.
I must look it up.
It's not
Just
Horse
for the
Club
title.
Adventures.
This is going to be the
Switch.
first dip of many, but I will be back.
Horse game.
That's exactly what I just searched, and I'm not finding it. I don't think it's my riding... Oh, it might be my riding stables.
Is it Ultimate Chicken Horse?
No. Is this the one where you fight bears or not?
Don't know. I'm literally just looking for names here. Spirit, Lucky's Big Adventure.
No.
The Unicorn Princess?
No, but I think I might own that on PC.
My Riding Stables?
Which game do you fight bears? Oh, Horse Stable Herd Care Simulator, I think.
Hey.
Yeah, I think that's it. And I think it's probably terrible.
Horse Stable Herd Care Simulator.
I think that's it, yes.
That's words.
I'm so excited. I hope it's garbage.
I mean, do we do anything that's not garbage around here?
This game is a great game. We're just not super good at playing it. And that's something I can live with, to be honest. For example, we're very, very bad at finding our way around.
That's the game's fault. The devs should have given us a compass.
I would fucking love a compass.
Literally just a fucking compass would have done wonders for quality of life here.
Yeah.
But no.
I've been in this alley so many times. Truly.
Have you been mugged?
No, because everybody's dead.
True.
But the point is that it doesn't let out. These are more apartments. That's the barracks. I think it's this way. Right? What was that? Yeah, that's just what we needed, is $1. I did need $1.
Relic obtained.
A slightly sweet melon-flavored soda best enjoyed on a summer's day, under a tree, fearing the last drop and having to return to whatever it was you were doing.
Too real. Hey, game, too real.
Much too real. Hey, if we're sick of reality being thrown in our faces here.
Is it this way? Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Syndicate Apartments is where, how we would get to witness. And so... Is this the Hall of Justice? Or is this the Syndicate? Gardens. Citizen Services. I hear, but I do not see. Syndicate HQ. Yes, but is any of this the Justice Place? This is for sure not a door. Council building. I don't think that's what I wanted. Where does this go? Where does this go? Oh, is this? Did we ever go here? I don't know if we ever went here.
I mean, the environment all blends together now.
I mean, yes, but I kind of don't remember climbing up a big statue. Maybe I do.
Is it that we haven't been here? Or have we not been up here at night?
That's always possible. I just feel like the Majora's Mask moon is gonna come down on us. The Defeat of Lost Pain. This was before he managed to flee to the dark side of the moon. A popular song on the island is Railgun Love. The lyrics are about using a railgun to destroy the moon and kill Lost Pain before he kills us. The bass in it is really good. Painted by Lydia Daybreak. Well, it certainly is spooky. And a new music track that I don't know if we've heard before. Well, you know we've got to go over here.
Those crystals obtained.
Silver, are you back? Doesn't seem this way, but you and I can do this.
Mm-hmm. I like the crows.
Me too! They're comforting.
I heard once that in the real world someone made a video game where when you shoot a crow they sometimes give you a grenade.
Why were you talking to a citizen?
I'm in charge of the abductions.
Is that Isaiah? But you shouldn't be talking to them. It messes with the integration. Maybe it's someone who works for Isaiah.
Don't patronize me, I run the abductions. You think I don't know that? You have no respect for me. You need to think about how you speak to people.
Jeez.
Where did that come from?
Probably something that's been building up. But still.
Relic obtained.
A light-colored whiskey often served with ice and bar snacks. A good drink to relax with on a summer's evening. The dusk of a summer's evening is the most wonderful thing in the world. Disagree, but I can respect that. Hello? Tire marks.
I have a bad feeling about this.
These must be from Lydia. She's the only one on the island with her car.
I need to investigate this.
What was she doing on the roof of the penthouse?
Those crystals obtained.
That's strange.
This is repelling gear.
Sure,
Was someone trying to breach the building from up here?
I need to investigate
Maybe I
this.
could get you in behind the guards? Music track.
Music obtained.
A love song played to the city.
City.
City is-
It's very slow to update. I apologize.
Oh, I wonder if it's my internet. I'm sorry to hear that.
A love song played to the city. Cities are worth falling in love with. There's nothing else like them. A hot night in a city is a wonderful affair.
Hard
This is
disagree.
Star DX on Radio 69.6.
Yeah. No, being hot in the city is just the worst. Where does this go to, do you think? Yoink. Hey. Is there anything else? Not really.
Sure,
This is a maintenance hatch for the council building.
that's weird.
It looks like it has been opened. The anti-tamper seals are cut and the grate has been pried open. You need a thin tool to open this.
Ooh, the
There are
investigator
scrape
is
marks
here.
going into the access hole as
I
well.
need to investigate
Was something
this.
manhandled through here? Warning, danger of cosmic presence. I'll say it, but I don't think a building needs this many switch boxes. This is where Shinji said he found the space helmet. Pink
The
petals.
investigator is here.
There aren't any flowers here, so where did they come from? Yuri wears a hat with pink flowers. Okay. So we've been here. And maybe I just never fucking bothered climbing. So this does get you in behind the guards. Which is interesting. But then again, so does that portal.
Right.
I swear, everybody killed the council.
I've been saying that for weeks now.
I have terrible news.
What?
finding Lydia's tire tracks has made Lydia want to talk to us.
Does that matter at this point?
No.
We're gonna wind up pushing another week if you continue down this trail.
You're right. I didn't mean to, by the way. It just sort of happened. It's because I can't find the courthouse. Because I'm not fully sure which building is the courthouse. Okay, we can do this. If the council building is at our back, and the Syndicate HQ is to our left, the courthouse should kind of be right in front of us. Oh, I guess it's this? I think it's the ramp? Because that's the barracks. And you can't tell me it's not. Yay! We've done it! We did it, Reddit. Oh, the gun. That's right. Okay, are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
The investigator. Are you our savior as well? Is paradise worth saving?
Well, hang on, that wasn't the question. Alright, let's do it.
The door to truth will open.
Yeah, I cannot do multi-voice.
Pretty much nobody can. Let's expose the truths.
Lady Love dies.
Where we descend into the madness of crime!
There we go.
Any crime. The penalty for anyone you convict of any crime will be death. Jeezums,
Nice.
peasums. Start the trials and cross the point of no return into the abyss of crime!
Time to breathe life back into paradise.
Yeah, what she said. I'm overjoyed to hear that. Please wait while I assemble suspects in the Chamber of Justice! Hell yeah. This fucking slaps. Ah, this is great. Let me explain how we shall uncover truths and lies. We will hold a trial for each case file logged in Starlight.
Show me your truth.
You will choose which suspect you wish to accuse and present your argument against them. I am an impartial tool of justice. I shall analyze your evidence and determine if you have proven your case. Can you break alibis? Can you put the suspect at the scene? How strong is your case? All that matters is that justice is carried out. I am not interested in speculation and weak prosecutions. I need the truth. We will find the suspect responsible for each crime.
The door to truth will open.
The door to truth will open. Anyone found... Sorry, I'm really into this.
Sorry, go on.
I must be screaming. I'm glad Versus at the grocery store. I must be so irritating. Anyone found guilty will be executed. This is the crime to end all crimes. Anyone involved cannot be allowed to infect Perfect 25 with their criminality. You will do the execution. The investigation freak will execute justice.
Way.
Be confident about who you accuse. Are you clear on how the trials will work? Do you need me to repeat this?
Way.
You can't say that for everything. I'm ready to go. Sorry, I'm ready to go. Let's breathe life back into paradise.
That's weird.
What was that? Judge? The island. Do you want to read Judge?
How the hell am I gonna do this?
Just pick. It doesn't have to be the
what?
multiphonics. Just pick something.
You know what? Fuck all of this. The island is ending. Our home shatters before
It's
us.
true. We're gonna be here presumably a while. Hi, baby. Mwah.
Trial's looking like it's gonna take a while.
I don't know yet. It's just started. We spent a lot of time looking for the courthouse because this game's map is garbage.
Hi,
And yes, I've
Kuro.
been playing it for 10 weeks, and no, I can't find my way around this island. Which, all of them? They're like an amalgamation person. Well, if you're into that, I guess. The only thing anyone watching can see is your cleavage, unfortunately.
Oh,
Yeah, alright. Well, we can clip that too. Our home showers
How
before us.
dare you?
this farce has gone on for long enough. It's time to move to the new island, Judge. I am the acting leader. I initiated the shutdown.
It is cowardly to insinuate.
The prime suspect
investigator.
has been sitting behind bars while the freak runs around chasing false leads.
Do your job.
You have until the end of the island to do your trial. The truth may not be as simple as you believe, Architect. I'm doing this for the good of the Syndicate. Perfect 25 is waiting. You can't do the...
Don't test
Judge, the
me.
clock is ticking. What does this mean for the trials?
We don't have much time left, Dies. The white smoke of oblivion threatens to consume the truth. You will have one desperate chance to find the truth for each case file. Make it count.
I am the leader.
The rest of the Syndicate are in agreement. It is time to move on and execute Henry.
Beep!
Fuck you! You're overstepping your authority, Architect.
Paradise feels.
Judge, let's breathe life
wrong.
back into paradise.
Love Dies. You are authorized to once again wield your service weapon. Take hold of a chamber full of justice.
Full of justice!
Use it at the end of the trials to execute the guilty. Any involvement with this heinous crime carries the sentence of death.
Do your job.
Judge, this is severe. This is the crime to end all crimes. Any amount of involvement is a heresy against the gods and an atrocity against the Syndicate. Or do you disagree?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I do not. Be strong in your accusations, investigator. The penalty for any of these crimes is death.
It's been a while since I executed justice!
The journey into truth and justice begins.
Give me that gun.
Key item obtained.
Love Dies is gun for executing the guilty.
What a bananas design. Wow, just look at that. You can even
I
see
see it.
the rifling in its little chamber. Wild.
You have retrieved your gun. I hope you appreciate how serious your accusations will be. Return to the stand when you are ready to talk.
Crims. Oh, can we talk to all these people? And do you want to?
This is the final shot. We may as well take it. And now the grand test of how many voices do I fucking remember.
She was just different British.
I hope you know what you're doing, lady. You better have the evidence you need for whatever you're planning.
Oh, they're very short. Okay. Henry.
This is a formality, right? I'm lined up to get my head blown off, aren't I?
That's what we're here to find out. Doctor?
Love Dies. If you prosecute me, will I get conjugal visits?
Sorry,
Wink,
Doc. The
wink.
punishment for this crime is going to make that difficult. Lydia?
Damn.
Sam?
Hey, LD. We're cool, right? We're in the clear, aren't we?
We'll find out at trial, guys.
Oh, if this is all we're doing, we may as well skip right to it.
Oh, so
I thought
this
we
is
were
the
gonna have-
people that like us, and this is the people that hate us. But yeah, let's just
Cool.
get to it. If it's just these little snippets. Oh, look at our little microphone.
Lady Love Dice.
Investigator, we'll begin the trials.
Henry's
Truth or
escape.
fact?
Well,
Henry, oh, game show time. Holy shit.
truth or fact?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Alpha Star DX, and we are back with the game show extra. Sorry, excuse me.
Easy, Tiger.
I'm going to read you, Lady Love Dies, a series of questions, and all you have to do is tell me whether it's
Truth or fact?
fact. Your first question. This is worth 1 bullet. Henry's escape. Henry allegedly escaped during his execution, broke through the prison bars, and headed to the council building, murdering the martial gods, traversing the holy seals, and killing the council before being apprehended at the scene. What the hell did I just slip into?
Yeah, are you okay?
No. Is this truth or fact?
Well, it's the alleged part. That's the trouble, isn't it?
Well, there's a difference between truth and fact.
It's true.
Yep. How did Henry escape? How did the accused killer break out of incarceration? That's not one word. Is it as the report
Breakout or
states?
incarceration?
Breakout.
I
That's two
have
words.
seen it as one word before.
It has its uses as one word. However, that is not one of them.
No, I suppose not.
As a noun, it's one word, one compound. As a verb, it's 2 words.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Is it as the report states, or did something else happen? Henry Division is alleged to have escaped the desolation cell and murdered the council. Investigator, peel back the shroud of inscrutability and bring forward the sweet smile of truth.
I think that every time Justice uses a prepositional phrase, blank of something, I always hear the shroud of inscrutability and bring forward the sweet smile of truth, the madness of crime. I just like them a lot.
Consider the facts and find your truth. Who will you accuse of the crime?
I mean, I think it's fairly easy. I think it's Akiko. Is there any reason to look anywhere else?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Dun dun.
Is this a fact?
I
Or a
believe
truth?
this was part of a plan by Akiko.
Nenorochito,
Do you want to die?
the freak is lying. Tuata asta eyo porcari. The Grand Marshal broke the primary suspect out of the prison she put him in.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence. Construct a truth.
I mean, just all of this, huh? Akiko broke procedure when she went to execute Henry. She shouldn't have gone by herself. She was either doing something illicit or giving him an opportunity.
Ha! Is that the best you've got? I thought you were supposed to be the investigation freak. Speculating with nothing to back it up seems like a poor showing for Judge's big hope. She's right. That is speculation and not evidence.
Show me your truth.
Oh, the time frame then. That's evidence.
Mm-hmm.
The time frame in Akiko's report doesn't match up. There's no way Henry could have got off the desolation cell, made it to the council building, traversed the holy seals, and murdered the council and be found at midnight 03. Akiko lied.
Rahat.
Tachinabi Dingura Noyol.
Do you want me to read, Judge?
Grand Marshal, respect the civility of the courthouse, and no, I want the stream to fucking catch up.
Yeah. Try refreshing?
I have.
Oh, well, that was my last
Do you have
advice.
Do you have a proper response?
Nenorochito.
She's making that up. The freak is making me out to be a liar. She's cooked up a little story to frame me.
How did Henry cross the island, get through all of the seals, murder the council, and exit the building by midnight 03?
Rahat.
Esti Prost? He's got a demon in him. The demon gave him speed and strength.
There's no evidence to suggest that.
That's correct, Grand Marshal. Your word here isn't good enough. You are speculating without any evidence to back it up.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence, construct a truth. How many chances do we get here?
Maybe all of them. I can break Akiko's alibi.
The truth requires us to examine Akiko's alibi.
Akiko went to execute Henry, but alleges that Henry escaped at 23:52. She claims she found him outside the council building at midnight 03.
I called witness as I left the desolation cell to go to the barracks to organize the search for Henry. Can anyone confirm that the Grand Marshal returned to the barracks?
The marshals confirmed that she went back to the barracks.
Don't test
However, it is hard to take their word as they are fiercely loyal to you and refuse to give me any physical evidence.
Do you confirm the phone call?
me. I don't.
Akiko's
Like
phone
this.
records are apparently classified, and the investigator isn't allowed to access them. Witness confirmed he got a call from Akiko.
When love
I took
dies,
Witness's
all
phone
that
and analyzed the
remains are
records at
facts.
Comms Tower. Starlight did some backtracing and the calls, and it appears Akiko lied. The call she made to Witness wasn't from the Desolation Cell. The Comms Tower puts her location at the Syndicate HQ, which throws her timeline and events into question and puts her near the scene of the crime.
Nenorochito, you're out of your mind.
Gura Tarfa Minsinuasa. Watch your language in the House of Justice. She's lying. Her little pocket calculator is wrong. She hasn't checked my phone. The data is incorrect.
Ah, the facts and the
Witness
truth are not
testified
the
that on the
same.
call from Akiko, he couldn't hear the Desolation Cell's distinctive, dreadful atmosphere or the ocean.
Got it.
That isn't conclusive proof, but it still suggests she wasn't where she claims.
The rock of secrecy has been lifted and the truth exposed. The Grand Marshal's alibi has been broken.
Show me your truth.
The bars on the prison bridge were supposedly torn open by Henry with his demonic strength. Starlight analyzed the bars and found traces of thermite, not demonic residue.
Got it.
Thermite is a military-grade explosive that burns through pretty much anything. Akiko faked that part of his escape.
Grand Marshal,
Rahat.
never trust computers. The little calculator got it wrong. Henry is demonic. What does Starlight know about demons? The freak tried to analyze something that Starlight didn't recognize, and the closest match is thermite. Residue sample, 68.7% thermite, 29% barium nitrate, 2% sulfur, 0.3% polybutadiene acrylonitrile. No traces of unknown chemicals found.
Thermite is an anti-material weapon and burns at extremely high temperature.
Crime cannot
Akiko
hide.
used it to open the prison bars and make it look like Henry escaped.
Touch Dracului din gură.
This is a lie. A good truth. Please, let us sample some more.
Show me your truth.
Henry was dosed up with inhibitors. How could he have escaped if he was fully sedated?
Doctor, was this dosage correct?
The island is about to end.
Yes, Judge. As it has been for the last 10 years. Do you have anything to say, Grand Marshal?
Durfa!
The demon inside him tricked us. I'd waited for the right moment. The inhibitors had never been right, but we didn't know. Doctor?
Hypothetically?
That's quite the claim. It would mean that the demon was capable of plotting and fooling us for a decade.
How?
There's no medical evidence to suggest this happened.
Crime cannot hide.
Very convenient that the demon pulled the trick off right at the end of the island. Why not attack sooner?
This isn't hard evidence, but I am taking it into consideration.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence. Construct a truth.
I can break Henry's alibi.
Lady Love dies. Henry stands accused by everyone except you. Do the facts lie? Do you believe in the official version of events?
No. The truth is distorted.
Crime is repulsive.
The facts are wrong. Henry didn't go to the council building by himself.
Fuck
Beep.
yeah! This is getting interesting.
I have a
Henry
bad
remembers
feeling
almost
about
nothing
this.
about last night except seeing New Night. He specifically remembers seeing the goddess. She didn't speak to him. He saw the goddess. The only statue of New Night is in the barracks, and a normal citizen can't know that because the barracks are classified.
Henry had been in the barracks, though. That's where detainees are processed when they're arrested.
The statue is in the main barracks grounds. Prisoners don't go through there, correct, Akiko? When I was arrested on Island 13, I only ever saw the entrance to the barracks, which connects directly to the underground holding cells.
I'm not answering that. It's classified. Grand Marshal, you'll be found in contempt if you refuse to answer. Fine. Arrested individuals are taken through the main gate and directly down into the holding cells.
The facts and
Henry
the
could
truth
only have
are
seen
not
New
the
Night if he
same.
went through the tunnel that connects the desolation cell to the barracks.
When he was arrested and taken to the desolation cell, he'd have had to go through the main barracks grounds, though.
I have a bad feeling
That was
about
10
this.
years ago. He has lost all of his memories from that incident. The only thing he remembers is New Night last night.
This sounds like a stretch, investigator.
The only way to get to the council building from the desolation cell in the window of time stated is via the front gate of the HQ. The Nightmare computer logs on the HQ entrance have no record of Henry going through them. I don't believe he went through them.
If he didn't go through the entrance, this whole case is thrown into disarray.
The demonic sigils that cover Henry's body were found daubed in blood at the scene of the first Seal Marshals.
What of them?
Henry doesn't draw those symbols. There are no records of this occurring, and it is not in line with how the demon inside him behaves. The sigils formed on his skin through the projection of demonic language from the demon inside him. This demon scorched him with its own anger.
Did the demon make him draw them?
No, the demon doesn't micromanage Henry's actions, it just sets him on a path. Henry doesn't speak the demon's language either. I find it unlikely that Henry would perfectly recreate sigils from a language he doesn't speak.
How did they get there, then?
Most likely, drawn by whoever was trying to frame Henry.
Come on, come on. Couldn't he have copied them from his own body?
Only if he had a mirror and the time to do it.
Very well. Excellent work. You have taken the lid off the box containing the truth. Henry's alibi is broken.
Show me your truth.
Alright, we're all out. I have nothing to present.
You've proven that the official events for Akiko and Henry's movements last night are total fantasy. Combined with your evidence, you have created a truth that glints brilliantly in the light shown by the facts. By purely guessing, but anyway.
What do you
I
mean
have
purely
considered-
guessing?
Well, our first two guesses told us were speculation. We had to take 3 separate guesses to get this ball rolling.
I thought they liked the second one. The time frame. They liked the time frame.
We got sent back to the first list, though.
Yeah, we
that's
got sent back
what's throwing
to
me, I think.
we got sent back to the list until all of them were exhausted. I think you just have to present all of them.
Hmm.
Did you read
Okay.
this?
Yeah, grains of legitimate. Oh wait, no.
Well, it's too
Yeah,
late.
I did. No, it isn't. I have considered your truth, ruminated on the implications, soaked in the facts, steeped on the steeped the leaves of veracity, examined the grains of legitimacy. There is no jury here. I must leave it to the impartial sword of justice within me to stab through the heart of the lies and let the blood of truth flow.
Beady 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 beat.
A truth is revealed. A truth is known. A truth proves Akiko guilty. Do you have anything to say, Grand Marshal? The harsh light of truth has shone upon your crime and you will be sentenced to death. You were sworn to protect our beloved council. You pledged your blade for so long. You were a beacon of purity. Now you will be executed and the marshals will lose their leader. The island sequences will never be the same again. Why did you do it?
Nenorocito.
You said I wouldn't hang for this. I beg your pardon, Grand Marshal? This was never part of the plan, you pompous Tarfa! Who are you talking to? Carmelina, you said this would work. Now I have a gun to my head. If I'm going down for this, so are you.
The ravings of the guilty, lashing out.
I have no idea what she's talking about.
Tell us everything, Akiko. You have nothing left to lose. If you were set up, you can have revenge.
Kill you!
You promised to induct my soldiers into the syndicate if I helped you. Now I'm going to be executed. Se os asesina de rahat totreste. Why am I speaking the foreign language better than I'm speaking English? You used me. You weren't careful enough and now I'm going to die.
I'll kill you!
I faked Henry's escape. I was supposed to deliver him to outside the council building, phone witness and report that I found him after the council were dead. Carmelina?
Believe what you want.
She's lying. She's been found out in her own little scheme and now she's trying to take innocent people down with her. I took Henry through the barracks to the council building. The official report is a lie.
Well, she really just is saying everything, huh?
Lady Love dies.
Sounds like a conspiracy, Judge.
Open a case file.
Carmelina's conspiracy.
There is evidence to suggest Carmelina may have been the mastermind of a conspiracy to kill the council.
Oh boy. And now it turns into a first-person shooter. Your facts have become the truth.
Well, one down, the rest of the island to go. Lady Love dies. While you're in here, do you not have access to the phones you have been using to record your progress? Would you like me to save your progress now?
Yes.
I will save your progress before the next trial begins.
Game saved.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Alpha Star DX, and this is Truth
Or fact.
Next up, Henry's demonic possession. Please direct your attention to the screen. A decade ago, Henry became possessed by a demon, killing his mother and allowing demonic corruption to spill out into the world. The area around his apartment was sealed off and became the dead zone. During his arrest, he killed the syndicate's exorcist, Grace Bloodlines. For the last 10 years, he has been contained and sedated in the desolation cell with inhibitors. Investigator, Starlight has logged Henry's possession a decade ago as a case file related to the murder of the council. Is Starlight being overzealous, or do you believe there is something there that warrants investigation? Was someone else involved with Henry's possession in the demonic invasion that spelled doom for the island? State your truth!
Okay.
Consider the facts and find your truth. Who will you accuse of the crime? God, I so miss doing the game shows.
I know.
Anyway.
So Yuri accessed the vault at the right time. But he may have accessed it on Carmelina's behalf. I think it's Yuri.
Think so?
I think Yuri got the book out of the library. I bet that this is a conspiracy, because Carmelina's hand is in all of this. And I think it was her.
When love
But
dies,
we don't
all
have
that
anything to
remains
present
are
for
the
her.
facts.
And he also just could have been doing it on her orders and did more than just give the book. I believe Yuri pushed Henry down the path to possession.
You got nothing on me.
I thought you were supposed to be... No, he doesn't roll his R's. Sorry, one sec.
Alucard.
I gotta get my throat right for this. I thought you were supposed to be an investigation freak. You've got nothing on me.
Show me your truth.
Crime is repulsive.
Yuri accessed the vault that contains the books on demonology. I believe Yuri took books on demonology and gave them to Henry, preying on a vulnerable mind and pushing him towards communicating with the gods. The plan was for him to become possessed.
The plan?
How dare you?
The freak wouldn't know a plan if she saw it. She's just making up stories and you're going along with it.
Don't make me laugh.
Exile caused her brain to rot. Come on. You're letting the freak fool you with lies, speculation, and fiction.
Don't test me.
The plan will become clear in later case files. There is a conspiracy at play, and I need you to trust me. If I get this wrong, you can reverse the conviction. I'll go back to the Idle Lands and Yuri can walk free. Someone committed the crime to end all crimes, and the path to the truth is a winding one.
This is nonsense.
We cannot go on trust. This is not justice. Do not dare to lecture me on justice. I am justice incarnate. The court trusts the investigator.
Show me your truth.
I don't like this.
Inside a safe in Henry's apartment is one of the forbidden tomes of demonology from the library vault.
What are you talking about?
What's that got to do with me? Which book?
The Grimoire of Majida.
A frightful tome. How did a citizen come to obtain one of the restricted texts?
Show me your truth.
Henry told me a stranger supplied him with the tome that would lead to his possession. Someone took a shine to him and slipped him restricted
What
text.
do you mean?
And you think it was me? You're a joke. I had nothing to do with this.
Worthless.
I don't consort with citizens. You'll need better evidence than this.
Show me your truth.
That's all we got for this. I have nothing to present. Yeah. Blood of truth. Beady. A truth
The
proves.
court finds Yuri guilty.
Oh, damn.
Hey,
Do you know who I am?
this is unacceptable. Do you know who I am? I have been chosen. I will be on the next council. This freak has taken away my destiny. I will burn the Syndicate to the ground.
This is nonsense.
Yuri, be quiet. No, I'm the blessed servant of my goddess. I was destined for greatness. I helped you, and now I'm going to die.
Craft is its own reward.
These are the ravings of someone deceived by a god that's been called out.
Is this true, Yuri?
Don't be naive.
She promised me a seat on the new council and to retrieve enchanted blue from the real world. Wow.
I am the leader.
Nonsense.
You vile insect!
I got Henry the books on demonology, sent him down the dark path. The plan needed the island to end, and Henry provided the answer.
Everyone's gonna die except for Henry. The truth lies within a conspiracy.
I hope they all go this quick.
Yeah, we can knock this out tonight.
Getting saved.
Alpha?
Waiting for it. There it is. Welcome back to
Truth or Fact!
Next up, the murder of Grace Bloodlines. Grace was our chief exorcist, and Henry was convicted for her murder, which he allegedly committed during his arrest. One Last Kiss seems to think she was set up to die. Grace Bloodlines was murdered 10 years ago. I presided over the trial. I saw the sun's light cast the shadows from the terror and leave only truth visible.
You
Always
didn't have me
confidence.
on the island 10 years ago.
Do those terrible events from a decade ago have a link to the tragedy of last night?
I investigated it at the behest of One Last Kiss.
Who is One Last Kiss?
I don't
The
like
ghost
this.
of Grace Bloodlines. She's on the island.
A ghost of a murder victim 10 years ago is on the island?
Aren't you paying attention, investigator?
Is that so hard to believe, Judge?
Can you prove you are who you say you are?
Haunted, complex, crescent, drifting sands, satellite.
Confirmation, Grace Bloodlines, unique blood code.
Got it.
One Last Kiss asked me to find her resting spot. I unlocked her blood vial and she confirmed the code independently. It's so nice to see everyone again.
What do you have to do with the murder last night?
Dreadful.
I was murdered 10 years ago, allegedly by Henry, who everyone here would have you believe is the council murderer.
All would benefit from
It
a
makes you
crime
think,
like
doesn't
this.
it? What if the two are linked? One Last Kiss asked me to investigate her murder. She believes there is more to it than the official version of events.
Do you suspect her?
No? I think she's telling the truth.
So do I.
No, I believe she's a victim in all this. Well done, investigator. You have seen the truth clearly.
Paradise gets even more bizarre. The trials continue. Lady Love dies. Drive us along the metaphors of truth.
I fucking love this. I may
Speak
demand
your truth.
I may demand to take Judge from you just so I have more to read and so I can be absurd.
All right. Consider the facts and find your truth. Who will you accuse of the crime?
It's Carmelina.
Yeah, I'm starting to really get back into this.
When love dies,
I believe Carmelina was
all
the
that
architect of her
remains
murder.
are the facts.
This is nonsense. You have no evidence.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence. Construct a truth. When Henry was arrested, Grace was meeting with Carmelina. Carmelina requested to accompany Grace on the exorcism. This is unusual, as it would place Carmelina in an unnecessary amount of danger. It may be unusual, but it doesn't prove she is the
We
perpetrator.
have achieved perfection.
Of course it doesn't. The investigator is trying to prove a fantasy. It may have placed me in danger, but the pursuit of knowledge sometimes requires risk.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence, construct your truth. While Grace and Carmelina were en route to Henry, Carmelina sent a message to Akiko. She instructed her to leave Henry and Grace alone together. This message was intercepted before it was scrubbed from the server. Carmelina forgot to use encryption. Architect?
Craft is its own reward.
Sorry. I have no recollection of this. It sounds like a fabrication.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence, construct your truth. I found a photo of Grace's body that had been excluded from the report. It was hidden on the barracks server. It showed the strangle marks on Grace's neck. Jazz took a look at it and suggested they were done by someone who wore a wedding ring.
Is this a fact?
Carmelina wore a
Or
wedding
a
ring at the
treat?
time when Grace was killed. I suspect that Carmelina killed Grace when Henry didn't step up to do it for
We
her.
have achieved perfection.
This is tenuous, isn't it? Anything could have caused that mark, couldn't it?
Doctor?
I'm a professional.
It is my firm opinion that this was done by a ring worn on the wedding ring finger. Bruising can contain very detailed information.
Believe what you want.
Preposterous. The doctor would say anything to a pretty face.
Investigator.
Back off, architect.
Do your job.
Lita. We'll see about that.
Why would Architect
would-
Carmelina have killed Grace?
I don't like this.
Yuri gave Henry demonology books. Henry was being set up to end this island and possibly be scapegoated for the murder of the
The
council.
investigator is
A dead
here.
exorcist means that the demon in Henry would still be around and useful when it came time to pin the blame on someone for last night. When Henry didn't kill Grace Bloodlines, Akiko stepped in and framed Henry, giving him a history of murder. This sounds like a conspiracy, investigator. I believe so, Judge. Very well.
How dare you?
Absolutely not. This is a farce.
Hold your tongue in the halls of justice.
Show me your truth.
Alright, we are all out. I have nothing to present. You have presented a
Yeah.
veritable treasure trove of facts. I have considered your truth, ruminated on the implications, soaked in the facts, steeped the leaves of veracity, examined the grains of legitimacy. There is no jury here. I must leave it to the impartial sword of justice within me to stab through the heart of the lies and let the blood of truth flow. Beady 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 beady. A truth is revealed. A truth is known. The truth
The court
proves
finds Carmelina guilty.
guilty.
Way!
Grace Bloodlines was murdered by the hand of the architect. So this is the truth. Thank you for your work, investigator.
I beg your pardon?
What? How dare you?
What?
This is nonsense. This trial is over.
What?
Henry will be executed and the freak will be sent back to the Idlelands.
This is my courtroom. I am justice incarnate. You do not have the authority to end the trials. You've been found guilty. You will receive your punishment. The trials continue. Hell yeah. We're just bopping through these.
Getting saved.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Truth.
Or fact.
Next up, who killed the Holy Seal Marshals? The first Holy Seal that protects the Council is made up of two high-ranking God Justice Marshals, fearsome warriors trained to neutralize potential threats to the Council. Who killed them, and how?
And how? Last night, the taloned hand of death reached out for the first Holy Seal guards. They were butchered at their post. Who snatched the life from them? Was it the accused? The accused? Or is there another truth skulking on the periphery of our knowledge? They were elite marshals and gave their lives guarding our beloved council. How were they killed and why?
Crime is repulsive.
I will show you the truth. Investigator, please review your case file and confirm who you wish to accuse.
State your truth. Consider the facts and find your truth. Who will you accuse of the crime?
It's Akiko. She switched some people and then she killed him.
I mean, yes, it just pains me to realize that all it takes is one conviction to kill them. We'd get so much more done by making another accusation. But anyway,
She'll get double dead.
isn't that alive?
The facts and the truth.
I
are
don't
not the
know.
same.
The Grand...
Actually, no.
What?
Actually, no. In Dragon Ball Z logic, double dead means you simply don't exist anymore.
Oh. You people remember you?
Not in the other world or any other. Oh, people will remember you.
Because, like...
Just you get blipped out of existence entirely if you're dead and you're killed a second time.
The Grand Marshal holds the answers.
Nenorochito, you're out of your mind. Esti plin der hat. You dare accuse me of murdering my own marshals. Esti bonav.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence, constructor. Truth. They're not your marshals. An unexplained glint of truth in the riverbed of mystery.
Don't test me.
The dead bodies at the first seal aren't marshals.
That's a lie, Nenorochito.
Where are the real marshals? My suspicion is somewhere in the barracks. Do you have anything to say, Grand Marshal?
Toro Mitsuna, Inselacune, Tarfa Carva.
Grand Marshal, this is a courtroom. Keep your language in check.
I have a bad feeling about
A
this.
blood sample from the dead guards doesn't match any records for the marshals.
She's lying. Her little PDA got it wrong.
Did Starlight get it wrong? Is this really the truth?
Is this a fact?
This is the
or a
truth,
truth?
Judge. The blood doesn't match. Those bodies are not marshals. Did you run a DNA test on the bodies?
Got it.
No. Dr. Doom just told me the server containing...
Doom
Sorry, you're so right. I'm so sorry. Doom Jazz told me that the server containing the necessary DNA files has been corrupted. Is this true?
Yes, Judge. My system's automated backup failed. I checked the one on the moon and that had corrupted as well.
Can we recover the data?
The only people that can are on the next island, and we're in lockdown.
Do you suspect foul play?
There's no way to tell.
Troubling. Carry on, investigator!
Paradise feels wrong.
Akiko refused to let Doom
Doom
Jazz
Jazz.
examine the bodies. Why? She did not want to dishonor their sacrifice. This is a break in procedure.
They gave their lives in service. Their bodies should not be desecrated by an examination.
Paradise feels
I believe she was
wrong.
trying to hide that the blood didn't match. Why?
Crime cannot hide.
Akiko is in a relationship with Captain Voth, who was stationed at the first seal last night.
Don't you dare say his name, Nenorochito. Do not dishonor him with your lies.
How do you know this, Loved Eyes?
Don't test me.
Crimson testified to it.
Cecilie?
Miss Acid?
Thank you.
I can't divulge my sources, but it's true.
The facts and the
Relationships
truth
between the
are
Grand
not
Marshal
the
and her
same.
troops are expressly forbidden. Dr. Doom
Doom
Jazz
Jazz.
testified that the council had found out about her relationships with her troops.
You really can't keep anything to yourself if you see a bit of leg, can you?
I had nothing to do with this.
I'm sorry, Akiko. I never thought you were involved with any of this. I am duty-bound to aid an investigation. Did it work? Did you get laid? Well, thank you.
Enough! Do not taint the sanctity of this church of truth! Alright, alright.
I have a
Loud
bad
in the
feeling
courtroom, I
about
love
this.
it.
Aiz Kiwami told him that the council were going to strip her of her authority on the next island. If Akiko knew this, it would give her motive to kill the council.
Soldiers are sworn to give their lives in service. As their commander, I didn't take the honor of a glorious death from them.
Then why did you switch the bodies?
The bodies weren't switched. You've made this up.
Can you prove the bodies weren't switched, Grand Marshal?
There are records in the barracks.
Crime.
Judge, the
cannot
barracks have
hide.
become Akiko's own private fiefdom. The marshals are not loyal to the Syndicate or the gods. They are loyal to
The
her.
facts and the truth.
Any proof
are
she
not
can
the
magic up
same.
from the barracks can't be trusted. I agree with you, investigator.
Crime is
Akiko
repulsive.
didn't want her troops to die. She knew about the murder and switched them. Can you prove that?
Paradise feels
Akiko
wrong.
removed 2 prisoners from the barracks prison. Do you have proof that they are the murdered guards? No, but they are unaccounted for. They were never logged back into the prison after being removed.
Can't even make up a convincing story for her lie.
I don't.
I can't
like
prove
this.
that she switched them, but the narrative fits. Do you have anything else?
Show me your truth.
Jeez, Pete's. Okay.
I have a
The guards
bad
were killed with
feeling
a
about
damaged
this.
blade. A damaged blade? The lacerations on the throat were ragged. This indicates a blade with nicks or damage would have caused them. Akiko's sword is battle damaged and would have caused the messy lacerations on the victims. Akiko staged the guard murder and scapegoated Henry. This fits with her plan of faking Henry's escape. What's the grand plan, Loved Eyes? We've got more case files to go, Judge. What about the blade Henry was found with?
Don't test
Henry's
me.
blade was new, perfect blade. It doesn't have a serrated edge. It wouldn't have made a ragged cut.
Crime is
Akiko staged the
repulsive.
guard murder and scapegoated Henry. She made a mistake or got too cocky, though, and didn't use the right blade to kill the guards. Do you have anything else?
Show me
Present your
your
evidence, construct a truth. Akiko's alibi has been broken. Do you have anything else?
Show me your truth.
Well, okay then. That was easy.
Paradise feels
Akiko
wrong.
staged the guard murder and scapegoated Henry. She has a previous conviction. Why else would she have aided his escape? Do anything else?
Show me your truth.
That's it. I have nothing to present. Good work, Loved Eyes! I have considered your truth ruminated on the implications soaked in the facts, steeped the leaves of veracity, examines the grades of legitimacy. There is no jury here. I must leave it to the impartial sword of justice within me to stab through the heart of the lies and let the blood of truth flow. The truth in this case file sparkles brilliantly. A truth was revealed, a truth is known, a truth proves Akiko
The facts and
guilty.
the truth are not the same.
Hey,
Got anything to say about this one, Akiko?
I was ordered to kill my troops. I would never do that. Bonds born on the battlefield cannot be broken.
This is nonsense.
That's a
How
lie.
dare you?
She's lying. I switched the gods out for prisoners and killed the fakes.
Why didn't you admit to it when you told us about the rest of your involvement?
Are you stupid, Tarfa?
I'm a soldier.
Before all of this, I was a soldier. I will be a soldier until I die. Soldiers always see their mission through. I was not going to have my name further tarnished if you hadn't got the evidence. I will be executed regardless. Soldiers must maintain their dignity no matter what.
The truth becomes clearer.
Whew.
Getting saved.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 5 of
Truth or
or
fact?
Next on the docket, K-Hax is missing. K-Hax is the Syndicate's master craftsman and designer of the second Holy Seal that protects the Council. He hasn't been seen for a number of days.
Our craftsman Kax is missing. Was he the victim of a crafted tragedy? He disappeared a number of days ago. Strange for a Syndicate member, but suspicious because he crafted the second Holy Seal. Did someone try to obtain the secret from him? Investigator, do you know what happened to Kax? He's dead. Lying on the rocks on the coast of the island. Dead! The fangs of death grip this island so tightly. How could this happen? Investigator, please review your case file and confirm who you wish to accuse.
State your truth. Consider the facts and find your truth. Who will you accuse of the crime? Do I pretty much have that uniform at this point?
It's pretty good.
Cool.
I guess it's Crimson? Oh, maybe it's Yuri. Oh yeah, it's in his fist. It's the killer demon.
Mhm.
I think it's Yuri. I think Crimson's been there a lot.
Crimson was fucking K-Hax, we know that much.
Yes. But I think the actual murderer was Yuri.
So you're saying that Crimson was fucking K-Hax, but Yuri fucked K-Hax.
You're right. That is what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Is this a fact?
I believe Yuri is
Or
behind the
truth?
disappearance. Want to save me some trouble here and cooperate, Yuri?
I'm not going down without a fight, freak. You need to prove it.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence, constructor truth. K-Hax's dead body was clutching Yuri's ring. How do you know it belongs to
I
Yuri?
don't like
Lydia
this.
confirmed it. Yuri had apparently lost it. In this case, he lost it in the hand of a murder victim. K-Hax in the death grip. I believe he pulled it off in the struggle when he knew he was going to die. He held onto it in death to give us a clue.
You don't know me.
Someone is trying to frame me. They stole my ring and planted it at the scene. They would have had to plant it on his body, so...
Is there any evidence that the ring had been planted? None. The fist was gripping it tightly. If it had been planted, it would have had to have done before rigor mortis set in.
Nonsense.
You people are out of your minds. This wasn't me.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence, constructor truth. The drag marks leading away from K-Hax's workshop. I believe Yuri killed him to get the key to the second seal and tried to hide his body.
I didn't know K-Hax was into drag.
Heh.
Those could have come from anywhere. This is a farce.
Show me your truth.
Yuri shut down the boat rides around the island on the same day that K-Hax went missing.
Got it.
Yuri picked a bad place to dump the body and needed to make sure it wouldn't be found. Yuri?
What business is it of yours?
Shutting down the boats is one of my duties. There's nothing out of the ordinary.
When love
Why
dies,
do it early?
all that remains are the facts.
Cares about the boats. They're only there for citizens to try and block out the mundanity of their existence for a few minutes. I shut them down early. So what? I was just getting work done.
Show me your truth.
I have nothing to present. The truth shines like the moon on a cloudless night. Was this part of your orders as well, Yuri?
Don't make me laugh.
Fine. I got the key for the second seal for her. K-Hax was an unfortunate casualty.
Craft is its own reward.
This is the ravings of someone deceived by a god who's been caught out.
We'll get to you later. And you got it by force.
I will be on the next
It
council.
wasn't supposed to be like that. I offered him a council seat and hoped he'd turn. We fought, and I smashed him with a tool he had lying around.
How did you get the key from him?
Insufferable.
His laptop was unlocked. It wasn't hard to find.
Pathetic.
I copied the file, dumped his body, and left.
I am the leader.
Nonsense.
I have considered your truth, ruminated on the application, soaked in the facts, steeped in the leaves of veracity, examined the grains of legitimacy. There's no jury here. I must leave it to the impartial sword of justice within me to stab through the heart of the lies and let the blood of truth flow. A truth is revealed, a truth is known, a truth
The court
proves.
finds Yuri guilty.
Hooray! There's a certain routine to this, and it's thrilling. Hey,
I kind of like it.
we found a lot of important stuff so far. 5 for 5. I guess we did pretty well.
Well, here's the thing. I know you can successfully convict people that didn't do it. Like, if we presented, like, Henry did it. Like, we absolutely could have said that Henry did it.
I wonder if...
We probably could have gotten Crimson killed.
And now I've forgotten the line that I needed to say.
Did I just skip the whole thing?
Who, let me think. What's the first part of that line? Who will you accuse of the crime? God damn it. No, fuck
I
it.
think I
Who
fig-
will you accuse of the crime?
I think I accidentally skipped the whole truth or fact.
Hmm.
I feel terrible.
Welcome
could-
back, ladies and gentlemen, to Truth.
Truth or fact.
Happy?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay,
We could
that's
maybe
alright.
restart.
No. It's not worth that.
Okay. Lady Love Dice, what is the second holy seal and how is it breached? Take us for a holiday to the land of truth. Let us sip the cocktails of facts on the beach of justice.
I have a bad
Is
feeling
there no
about
end to
this.
this?
I love this. The writers must have been pissing themselves laughing. With the help of K-Hacks, the council constructed a puzzle-based monument system on a plateau on a desolate planet outside of our solar system. The door on the council building acts as a portal to this antique part of space. The obelisks on the beach provide the solution to the puzzle and are activated using K-Hacks' key. Or Starlight. The key carries a protocol which handshakes with the obelisk nightmare computer. The Starlight can crack it. Investigator, please review your case file and confirm who you wish to accuse.
Oh, we didn't miss this. State your truth. Consider the facts and find your truth. Who will you accuse of the crime? Oh crap, you know what I just realized?
What?
We're not gonna get the trance music tonight.
No, probably
Ooh.
not.
Alpha's sad. Well, we'll get Pound of Flesh for this. Who is it?
Words. Yuri certainly has the most. I mean, who didn't go through the second holy seal? Is the thing. If we want to try and frame everybody, we should pick someone who we haven't already convicted.
Yeah, but do we know, or do we have any idea who might have been? And do we want to do Lydia that way?
Well, is everybody everybody, or just all the people we don't like? That's the thing. What's your philosophy?
Everybody is everybody.
Do we think... Whoa, what? Look at Sam! Is that what he's looked like under those shades this whole time?
Hmm.
Wild.
Well, his eyes are the only balls he's got. He should show them more often.
See, I'm not convinced it was Lydia, though.
See, it can't be Witness.
Why not?
Witness can't kill anybody because it would only cause him pain, and he knows that.
Well, this is just who went through the second holy seal. And he definitely... it's probably Yuri, because he knows a lot about the obelisks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the logs on the Nightmare computer show that Yuri accessed them. I think somebody else probably also did, but it's probably Yuri.
I'm moderately pissed, actually, that we can't accuse Shinji of anything.
Paradise feels wrong.
I am insulted that you would want to.
He's our
He is
innocent
our
boy.
beautiful- Yeah, our
But I
beautiful
wanna-
blue boy.
I don't want to accuse him of anything to get him convicted. I want to accuse him so we can hear his lovely voice again.
Yeah, he might not feature very
Ah.
heavily in this. Silver, when did you come back in?
Only
two
just
minutes.
now.
Like 2 minutes ago.
You've missed a lot.
I came back and immediately started speaking.
Oh.
So far, the score is Yuri 2, Akiko 2, Carmelina 1. We're on the 6th trial.
We're definitely going to get Carmelina more than one, but since the only penalty I think they have is the death penalty,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
or
looking
being
like
put in
she...
the sky,
Yeah.
for a million years.
It's looking like she may have been the mastermind of all of this. Because every time somebody gets convicted, they accuse her that she was the one who told them to do it.
I mean, it makes a fair amount of sense.
Yeah.
She was the
architect,
designer
after all.
who was constantly being prevented from succeeding because of other people's
The sins of the father,
restrictions.
indeed. I
Yeah.
believe Yuri had a plan to get through the
Don't
seal.
be snide with me.
I thought you were supposed to be an investigation freak. You've got nothing on me.
Yuri was found guilty of Kayax's murder, and Kayax created the second seal. But I need more than that. Do you have any evidence of him going through the second seal?
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence, constructor truth.
When love dies, all that remains are the facts.
The nightmare computer attached to the obelisk shows that Yuri accessed it. That means he knows the secret of the second holy seal and had the data key from Kayax.
Silver, we've been presenting this like a game show.
Well, you'll see why when we get to the start of the next one.
That doesn't prove anything, freak. It doesn't mean I went through the seal.
He's right.
Show me your
Present your
truth.
evidence. Yuri slipped up under questioning and admitted to knowing the details about the second seal, something he'd only know if he went through the seal. Just using the obelisks doesn't mean you would know what is on the other side of the door in the council building. You would have to step through to find out. Doesn't prove he was in there last night. It doesn't prove that he used the key. Someone could have told him what the inside of the second holy seal looks
Show
like.
me
Present
your
your evidence,
truth.
constructor truth.
Don't test me.
The council have to traverse the plateau in space and use astronaut helmets to do so. One had been discarded outside the entrance to the second seal.
Crime cannot
The
hide.
same pink petals that Yuri wears in his hat were found in the same spot.
Is this a joke? Petals? Is this all you've got, freak?
Show me
Present your evidence,
truth.
constructor truth. I can break Yuri's
that's-
alibi.
Well, that's
Tell
not
me.
all we've got.
About Yuri's alibi, he claims he was in the celebratory gardens directing the ferrywoman. The architect said she saw him earlier in the evening as he left to perform his duties. Do you have anything that contradicts this?
Crime is repulsive.
Lydia told me that Yuri was unreachable for a period of time around the time of the murder.
I have a
Yuri claims
bad
that's a
feeling
byproduct
about
of the
this.
burst from the algae folding drive. There have been instances of that.
Is this a fact?
At the precise time when the
truth?
entire council was murdered? A troubling coincidence that points to a truth.
This is unacceptable.
A coincidence proves
Is
nothing.
this a fact?
It doesn't have to.
Or a
All I
truth?
have to show is that there is a gap in your alibi. Gaps breed possibility, and there is a possibility that you weren't where you say you were. Your alibi relies on an unprovable coincidence. There were no other reports of communications blackouts, and past occurrences of them are extremely rare. The court agrees! Yuri Knight's alibi is broken.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence, construct truth. I have nothing to present. I have considered your truth,
Here we
ruminated
go.
on the implications, soaked in the facts, steeped the leaves of veracity, examined the grains of legitimacy. There is no jury here. I must leave it to the impartial sword of justice within me to stab through the heart of the lies and let the blood of truth flow. Beady, 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 beady. A truth is revealed. A truth is known. A truth
The
proves.
court finds Yuri guilty.
When love dies, all that remains.
Was this part of
are
your
the
orders, Yuri?
facts. Crime cannot
Does
hide.
this have anything to do with Carmelina's child? What child?
Don't test me.
The truth lies within her alibi. You need to disprove Carmelina's alibi, investigator.
How dare you?
I had nothing to do with the dreadful events of last night. I was at witness's apartment all night until we were summoned by Judge for the crisis meeting.
That's true. The building laws confirm her entry time at 9 p.m. and her exit after the murder. Are you able to disprove it? Witness stepped out onto his balcony for 5 minutes to take a call from Akiko. Carmelina was unaccounted for in those 5 minutes. It takes more than 5 minutes to get to the council building, commit a crime, and return, doesn't it? And the building logs would have registered her returning.
Sorry.
That's
Not
true.
necessarily.
When Carmelina architected, is that a verb? I architect, you architect, he, she, it architects?
Let's find out. Architected. Past tense. Architected.
Alright. That's neat. I'm gonna use that all the time now. When Carmelina architected the island, she constructed a network of trans-dimensional corridors that allow her to move across the island in an instant.
What?
That is absolute nonsense.
Secret trans-dimensional corridors? Are you serious? Is the truth really hiding these bizarre
Crime is
facts?
repulsive.
I found Carmelina's son, hidden in a hidden vault on the mountain. His name was Darnonagate, and he gave me this key, which unlocks the corridors. From this vault, the corridors connect to Witness's apartment and the council building.
Cannot
In the
hide.
5 minutes Witness was out on his balcony taking a call, Carmelina could have used a corridor to get to the council building. This is a shocking revelation. Can you prove it? Starlight can verify my movements.
User LLD traveled between the exits of these corridors in 0.021% of the time it would have taken on foot.
This is nonsense.
This is all a lie the investigator cooked up.
I have verified Starlight's data. Lady Lovedyes is telling the truth. Why not create a corridor straight into the penthouse?
I don't like this.
I don't believe you can make a corridor if you don't know the destination. Carmelina has never been to the penthouse, so she couldn't make a corridor to it. There is a corridor leading from the outside of the penthouse back to Dainonagate's vault. I believe he inherited his mother's power to make corridors and escaped back to his room by making a corridor. I never expected anything like this, Lovedyes. Carmelina had a window of opportunity and used it to travel via her secret corridors, get Dainonagate, and deposit him at the council building. Carmelina went into isolation 25 years ago. Why? No one knows.
Is this a
She
fact?
claimed it was to work
or
on a
a
new
truth?
project, but no one in the syndicate ever saw what the result was. I think she had a child in secret. Who is the father? Ais Kiwami. He and
Who's the
Dainonagate
father of everyone on
For
this
serious.
fucking island?
had the same blood. Had? Ais took his own life years ago. Dainonagate killed himself when I found him. Why? We'll get to that later, Judge. This sounds like a conspiracy. Architect Carmelina's alibi is broken.
I took Carmelina's pet killer through the seal.
I have a bad feeling
You
about
took
this.
Dainonagate through the seal.
Now, real quick. Say we could convict somebody who actually didn't do the crime. Why would they admit it the way everybody else has? I think we've managed to hit every right ending thus far.
That could be true. Yeah, everybody's kind of come clean at the end.
Mm-hmm. They wouldn't, I'm sure, if it wasn't. And the rest of the seals. I delivered the killer to the penthouse.
Unless the game rewrites itself to be true, depending on who you pick.
That would suck.
Can you prove that?
I'm going down anyway. The third seal is a bloodlock. Dainonagate has council blood.
Ais Kiwami. She got herself a killer that could bypass the seal.
Crime cannot
And the
hide.
fourth seal?
You need to have godliness for that one. She took god flesh from Crying Grudge and fused it to Dainonagate. The barrier opened right up.
She took Godflesh from Crying Grudge and fused it to Dainonagate as one of those first-time sentences.
What?
I did no such thing.
I don't like this.
What happened after that?
The kid was supposed to kill everyone and the second seal would leave him locked in the penthouse. I waited for him to finish. The council were just coming out of their meditation, so they should have all gone down easily. Then I heard gunshots and the kid came limping out. He created some kind of magic portal in the wall and disappeared.
You're suddenly cooperative.
Insufferable.
I've been played. Carmelina messed up, but now I'm going to get a bullet for it. So if I'm going down, so is she.
What about Henry? Was he part of the plan?
Of course, he was the scapegoat, set up to look like the killer years ago.
What about the blood in Henry's stomach?
After the kid disappeared, I went in to get blood from the council. I bottled it and made Henry drink it outside. It was supposed to be the perfect cover.
Jesus Christ.
I only grabbed a bit of blood. It was everywhere. I don't know what it was, but there was something weird in the shadows of that room.
Yuri has confessed and Henry's alibi is broken.
Crime is repulsive.
Anything to say, Carmelina?
It is cowardly to insinuate, investigator.
You sniveling little servants. I am trying to achieve perfection. I created Perfect 25.
You have no evidence.
This is how you repay me. You all make me sick. You turn on each other as soon as it aids you.
Is this a fact?
Did you create a
Or
child
a
to kill the
trick?
council?
Don't dare to accuse me, freak. I have nothing to say to you.
Judgment has passed.
And Yuri Knight has taken the lead.
Yeah, he's up to 3.
I need to dip back out, but I want to leave you with a literary suggestion for your local book club, dear viewer. If you enjoy the thematic stylings of Paradise Killer, you should find the book Don't Bite the Sun by Kenneth Lee. Very similar post technology kind of future where wacky people get up to crazy hijinks in a future society populated by very few individuals. A good book with similar themes.
I might read that, and I will picture a lot of the architecture and world as this island.
You should. With that, I will be back.
All
But
right.
not right now.
Bye, Silver.
Round 7, ladies and gentlemen, of
Truth or fact?
Who opened the 3rd seal? The 3rd seal is a blood lock coded to the blood of the council members. We need to find out who opened the lock on the night of the murder. Didn't Yuri just confess?
I bet lots of people opened the seal. It's whether or not we want to just say, like, yeah, Yuri did it, or do we want to say, like, everybody did it? Someone breached the 3rd holy seal and took a step away from innocence towards crime. Please bring us a meal of truth so that we may gorge on justice. Lady Lovedez, what is the 3rd seal?
Oh my god.
A blood lock that is coded to council members. To get through it, you either need council blood in your body or a sample to trick the lock. Yuri has already given us a confession. He said he took Dainonagate through the seals. Yuri already has a death sentence for his part in the 2nd seal, and Dainonagate is already dead. Do you believe there is more going on here? Did someone else go through this seal? So what do you think? Because if we do, it's probably someone like Sam. And honestly, I'm not convinced that he did.
I'm not either.
I think we could frame him for it, but I'm not convinced that that is...
Based on Yuri's confession, I'm gonna say no, myself.
Well, okay, hang on. Step back. How did Witness get the box into the council chambers?
Presumably via help from somebody capable of opening that lock. Or he got himself a vial.
So who are the people that, like, framed Witness? Like, Crimson told us about the Demonology Lab, and I think Carmelina also told us about the Demonology Lab.
Well, Carmelina at this point is trying to sink everybody, so...
Yeah. But how did he get the box in?
Most likely, one of Dainonagate's portals.
You think he knew about it in advance?
I would suspect.
There is one from his apartment to the council chamber.
Yeah.
But then he still would have had to. So the council chamber's on the outside of the seals. It's behind the guards, so the first one, but you still have to get through 2, 3, and 4. Which I guess he could have done, because 2 is the obelisks, and he had, I think the remote access was him, but I'm not positive by that. But he had a remote accessor. I just can't, I don't know if I can connect it to the obelisks. I don't know how he got a space helmet about it, but he at least knew the secret of the order of the statues. He could do 3 because... Didn't Sam say... I don't know if he could do 3. But he had the God Flesh, because Sam said that he was holding it for Witness. right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how he could get through 3. I'm just worried that if I click pursue and we don't find someone we really like, that we will have no choice but to proceed accusing someone.
I don't think we can do that.
Okay. No, that matches with what I found. Ais Kiwami is Dainonagate's father. He's got council blood. Dainonagate's blood is in the penthouse. He was there last night. Henry's blood was logged on the blood lock, but this was clearly planted. The truths are strange on this island. I agree. A truth is revealed, a truth is known, a truth
The court finds
proves.
Yuri and Dainonagate guilty.
I don't know if they taught this actor how to say Dainonagate.
The truth is known.
I have a feeling that there is a different voice director that day.
Way?
I like his pajamas. Lady Love Dies, why are you here? Do you want to save? And I do.
Do you want pajamas like his?
I do.
Getting saved.
See, I don't think I'm allowed to want pajamas like his
Why?
because I don't wear pajamas.
Oh. Well, yeah, if you slept in PJs, then that's one thing. But if that's just not how you sleep, then
Yeah,
they're a little
it's-
useless to you.
Yeah, so my contract disallows me because of my choice to not wear pajamas to bed.
Unless
I'm
you
having to
use them
purchase
as like
my pajamas.
loungewear, but you seem just like more of a sweats and an old t-shirt kind of guy.
If I have to wear any clothing at all.
You are kind to do it around me.
Round 8 team. Truth.
Or
Or
fact.
fact.
It's not 18. Kind of feels
I
that
said-
way because I'm getting tired.
I said 8 team.
Oh. That was too close. I couldn't take it.
That's all good. Who breached the 4th Holy Seal? The 4th Holy Seal requires godliness to get through. We need to find out how someone tricked the seal.
Who didn't? The 4th Holy Seal lies deep within the dense fog of abstruse mysteries this island has to offer. Lady Love Dies, what is the 4th Holy Seal? It requires godliness to pass through. Godliness. How did the council pass through
Don't
it?
test me.
Montserrat owns a piece of crying grudge's flesh in a pendant that would allow him to open the seal. This means that the council can only enter with Montserrat. Yuri has already given us the confession. He says he took Dainonagate through the seals. Yuri already has a death sentence for his part in the 2nd seal, and Dainonagate is already dead. Do you believe there's more going on here? Did someone else go through the seal? I think it's Witness.
Think so?
He had to get the box in there
The
somehow.
facts and the truth are not the same.
Yes,
Alright,
someone else went
so-
through the seal. Yuri has testified that Henry was set up as a scapegoat. Will this change your truth? Who breached the 4th seal and found themselves at the scene of carnage?
State your truth. Consider the facts and find your truth. Who will you accuse of the crime? I'll give him credit on one thing. He was a witness to the end.
We have to place that crate there somehow.
Paradise feels.
I believe Witness is the one who
wrong.
went through the seal.
This island is full of sinners.
There it is. Heresy. Oh,
Show me your
sorry.
truth.
Hold on.
I'll start and then.
Love dies.
Heresy.
Good.
All that
I went to
remains
see
are
Crying
the
Grudge.
facts.
He told me that Witness carved a lump of his flesh off.
Got it.
I believe he went through the seal using that lump of flesh. A god was defiled? What is this heresy?
Sure.
Crying Grudge has some stories to tell. His flesh was used to breach the 4th Holy Seal. Unthinkable!
Show me your
Present
truth.
your evidence, construct your truth.
The facts and
Sam
the
told me
truth
that the
are
god
not
flesh
the
he had in
same.
his safe was being stored for Witness, who said it was for the good of the Syndicate. Sam claims to not know what it was when he was given it. You blindly accepted god flesh, Mr. Daybreak.
Don't think so, Aldi.
Witness is a holy man, isn't he?
He has never been officially ordained.
His heart is holy. He works for our gods, doesn't he? He is an old friend, isn't he? You always help old friends, don't you?
The Syndicate comes first.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence, construct a truth. I wanted to do about the crate. I have nothing to present. What about Witness's alibi? Tell me about the alibi for Witness to the end. Witness and Carmelina were in Witness's apartment last night. She arrived in about 9 and they stayed there until summoned for the crisis meeting. While in his apartment, Witness received a call from Akiko to report Henry's escape. Yeah, you're right. The apartment logs confirm his story. Witness interrupted his conversation with Carmelina to use his phone at midnight. How is that relevant? That was the time when the council were murdered. I believe this is relevant later. Do you have anything that contradicts his alibi? Nothing. I don't believe he left his apartment last night. Very well, his alibi is unbroken. You haven't been able to break Witness's alibi. You can't prove that he went through the
The
seal.
facts and the truth are
But
not the same.
what if he went through it before the crime to set up the crime? You can't prove that either. If you believe Witness is guilty of murdering the council, you can try to prove it in that trial, not this one. You are already confessed to taking Dananagate through the seals. A truth is revealed, a truth is known, a truth
The
proves.
court finds Yuri and Dainonigate guilty.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
no harm done, I guess.
unless it damages our credibility.
Yeah, interesting point.
Which... It doesn't seem like it's tracking that, does it?
Indeed. It does sometimes track if they've already been accused of a previous crime. You can kind of use that of like, listen, he's already done it.
Hmm. How many more of these, I wonder?
I wish I had the list.
Truth or fact? Round 9. The mystery of the dead killer demon. Demonic invasions occur most islands. Huh?
That's
I don't know if that's
sometimes
quite-
grammatically correct, but it's not great.
Demonic invasions occur most islands, and the marshals hunt the demons down. What the hell is one doing inside the council penthouse?
Lady Love Dies, you have a case file about a killer demon inside the penthouse. The truth in play grow bizarre like an old tree grows gnarled. A killer demon? What killer demon? I found a dead killer demon inside the council penthouse. There aren't supposed to be any demons on the island. A killer demon in the council penthouse? What is it doing there? It has
What the
What?
do you think?
Yeah, right. Drop it in for tea! It has the blood of several council members on its claws. That's the wrong it's. It was involved in the murder of the council. It appears that it burst out of a hidden security crate and attacked the council. How did it die? Montserrat shot it during the murder. There was a Fukada bullet that came from Montserrat's gun in the killer demon's head. The dark deduction of the dead demon's destruction is for another case file. The truth about where it came from must be dredged from the swamp of mystery first.
Well, they started with alliteration.
Obvious.
Consider the facts and
Okay.
truth be damned.
Paradise
Who will
feels
you
wrong.
accuse of anything? I don't fucking fuck it.
The righteous man transgressed, witnesses the origin of the killer demon.
gods are watching us.
Laughable. I am a holy man, not a sinner.
Sorry, I got distracted.
Is there
I
something?
have a bad feeling about this.
I found the killer demon. Sorry, I found the killer demon along with a demonic containment crate in the penthouse.
Are you being distracted by love?
No, actually, it's a friend of mine is harassing me.
Well, this will be over soon. Oh, cheers.
Demonic containment crate. It is some kind of incarceration device that imprisons a demon with holy restraints. There are bindings and manacles covered in holy wards. These restrained the killer demon and kept it contained. Why? It was likely placed there ahead of time as a means to kill the council.
Show me your truth.
Presented evidence. Yeah.
When love
Sounds a
dies,
little bit
all
like
that
a
remains are
Dalek.
the facts.
There is a secret demonology lab hidden within the dead zone. The lock on it is coded to Witness's blood vial.
Exterminate.
Surely this is a joke.
That is an old panic room. I never used it for demonology. Someone has planted that evidence.
That lab has the same crates as the one in the penthouse. During the extermination 10 years ago, Witness managed to capture a killer demon and contain
Endless
it.
heresy on this island.
A heretical observation.
He's dead.
A heretical. A heretical accusation. How could I have done that?
Don't test me.
There's a tunnel running from Sam's bar to the dead zone. Witness has been seen using it to access the dead zone.
What?
Seen by who? A sinner that would besmirch the name of a holy man?
Show me your
Present your
truth.
evidence, construct a truth.
Is this a fact
Carmelina confessed to
or
me
a
that Witness
truth?
maintained a secret demonology lab on the island in an abandoned bunker.
Surely this is a joke.
Lies, lies,
The
lies.
gods are radiant.
This is a persecution of the holy.
Show me your truth.
Crime is repulsive.
Last night, at midnight, Witness made a phone call to an unknown number. That number matches the number on a receiver attached to the demonic containment crate inside the penthouse.
Test
The receiver
me.
was designed to open the crate when it received a call. This would let the killer demon out, presumably to attack the council. That's
The
pretty
gods are
damning.
displeased.
A ridiculous accusation. Why would I want to release a killer demon? Demons are abominations.
Crime is repulsive.
Why not explain how the phone number you dialed matches the receiver?
This island is full of sinners.
I can't explain a lie fabricated by a sinner.
Can you prove this accusation? I verified the data by using Witness's personal phone and a comms tower. He made the call and the receiver picked up, unlocking the demonic containment crate.
Blasphemy!
Lies.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence, construct a truth, all done. I have nothing to present. But how did the crate get into the
You
penthouse?
don't like this.
We will come to that later. We will, because I truly don't remember. I have considered your truth, ruminated on the implications, soaked in the facts, steeped the leaves of veracity, examined the grains of legitimacy. There is no jury here. I must leave it to the impartial sword of justice within me to stab through the heart of the lies and let the blood of truth flow. Beady 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 beady. A truth is revealed. A truth is known. A truth
The court
proves.
finds Witness to the end guilty.
Yeah.
Yay!
I wonder why they forgot to record the voice line for Akiko guilty. Have you ever noticed that that one isn't spoken?
I didn't.
You have overseen so many wonderful islands. Why would you turn your back on us now?
Such is the burden of a martyr. You may think of me as a sinner, but I work for a holy purpose.
I am still bathed in the
You
glory
have all
of the
strayed from the
gods.
path, and the gods weep.
Crime cannot hide.
I hope they weep for you as well. What was the play here? The killer demon was placed in the penthouse as a remote weapon. The security crate was hidden in the room. When the killer demon was released, it attacked everyone in the room on sight. That sounds risky. I don't know if it was meant to kill all of the council, just the presence of the killer demon would be enough to scare the council. A dreadful truth!
Witnesses conspiracy.
Oh, interesting. They think that because he's not involved in the Dainonagate of it all. We might have to call it here. Depending on what the next case is, we might be able to blast through it in 8 minutes, but we might not.
Well, let's see where we are here. Would you like me to bring up a list of trials?
Is this the last one?
The only way I'm going to know that is if I look up the list of trials.
Do.
Alright. Paradise Killer list of trials. Trials. This appears to be it. Let's commit and finish this.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alpha Star DX here. Welcome to the final round, presumably, of
Truth
or
or fact!
And it is the crime to end all crimes. 10 weeks ago, the council were murdered as they birthed the next island through meditation. Was it a power play or killing for kicks? Who did it? And why?
The crime to end all crimes, the murder in the night, the Paradise Killer. Who killed the council? The truth is aged like a fine whiskey. How does the whiskey on this island taste?
Oh my god.
Pour us a glass of truth so that we may sip upon a vintage blend of justice.
Please make it ever clear.
I want to know who held the knife. If a killer was set up by a mastermind, we will deal with that later. I want to know who gripped the knife of murder in the palm of guilt. Urias testified that Henry was set up as a scapegoat. Will this change your truth? Show us the ultimate truth. Wow, that phrase ultimate truth just triggered something deep within me, and if I tell the story, this will be another 20 minutes long. I'll tell you some other time. You won't like it.
Yeah.
It's not Henry.
It's the killer demon.
Yeah, the killer demon actually did the killing. Dainana Gate got there too late.
Judge is the one, or Judge indicated wanting the one who
actually did
the
it.
thing. And that's the dead killer demon.
Indeed. He's tough to cross-examine, but I think we'll figure something out.
All that remains are the facts.
The killer demon is the Paradise Killer.
Show me your truth.
The killer demon was in the penthouse, surrounded by blood and murder victims. I'm pretty certain he wasn't invited in for a beer.
Show me your truth.
I don't.
The victims were all
this.
killed in an attack with a clean, perfect blade. The killer demon's claws are covered in the blood of council, and they are like large knives. They are perfectly formed with clean edges. The killer demon was shot in the head by Montserrat during the attack. Montserrat was acting in self-defense.
Show me your truth.
The killer demon has a bullet in its head. Still the wrong its.
Wrong it.
That bullet came from Montserrat's gun. It was pretty clear from the scene that Montserrat shot the killer demon in self-defense.
Show me your truth.
I have nothing to present.
The judge hasn't reacted to any of this.
Indeed. I've considered your truth ruminated on the implications soaked in the facts, steeped in the leaves of veracity, examined the grains of legitimacy. There is no jury here. I must
No
the
jury here.
impartial
I
sword of
must
justice
the
within me to
impartial
stab
sword
through
of
the heart of
justice
lies and
within
let the
me
blood
to
of
stab
truth
through the
flow.
heart of lies and let the blood of truth flow.
When the day began, I never expected a truth like this. A truth is revealed, a truth is known, a truth
The court
proves.
finds the dead demon guilty.
Who would have thought that a killer demon would be
The facts
responsible?
and the truth are
Witness
not the
implemented a vile plan to kill the council.
I am innocent
And
in the eyes of the
also,
gods.
because we lost one of the trials and somebody else was convicted, it proves, at least to my puny, minuscule little mind, that if we get it wrong, they'll tell us the correct answer.
Maybe.
Also, hey,
Way. The Onyxian claws of conspiracy tear at the flesh of this island. I can feel the dreadful shadow of this conspiracy looming over us. Can you explain this conspiracy? Review the evidence, investigator.
so this is it.
I think Carmelina wanted to, and I think she just got there too late.
It's certainly possible.
I think if we had fingered Dainana Gate as like the actual killer, this would all be Carmelina stuff.
Probably.
Okay, this is probably gonna be a quiz.
Let's do this pure.
What does that
What do
mean?
we know? What do we know right now?
We know these things.
I'm saying without reading anything else.
I've read them all. I'm sorry, I'm a very fast reader.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm ready. I'm gonna do it.
Okay, here we go.
Paradise feels
I believe that
wrong.
Witness initiated a conspiracy to kill the council last night. Witness has become a fanatic. He's radicalized himself as a devoted servant of the gods.
I have a bad
He
feeling
believes the
about
syndicate has
this.
strayed from the holy mission, and I believe he wanted to put the fear of the gods in us.
Got it.
Montserrat was devolving into paranoia and was becoming a dictator. Witness has repeatedly voiced his opposition to Montserrat's plans for the next island. Witness took matters into his own hands.
I have a bad feeling
Carmelina
about
told me
this.
about Witness becoming rebellious against Montserrat's
Got
plans.
it.
Witness openly rejected Montserrat's plans to wipe certain events from history and tighten his grip over syndicate members.
Is this a
Witness
fact
has become obsessed
or
with
a
the idea
truth?
of a cleansing tide of demons. Like the ancient Great Flood, he wants the Syndicate to be forced to start again.
When
The
love
key to Witness's
dies,
plan was planting a
all that
killer demon
remains
inside the
are
council
facts.
penthouse. That demon would kill the council, and he'd get away with it. Witness made a call at midnight to the demonic containment crate that had been hidden in the penthouse, unlocking it remotely and allowing it to start its attack. They've got to get their life under control. Witness had been experimenting in demonology in a secret bunker within the Dead Zone. He imprisoned the killer demon and later weaponized it. Sam has a secret tunnel running from his bar to the Dead Zone. Witness used that to subvert the security on the Dead Zone and get in.
Don't
I don't know how
test
Witness
me.
got the crate into the penthouse.
Uh,
For the fourth seal, Witness took Godflesh from a crying Gurge to bypass the barrier.
Crime cannot
Sam
hide.
has the Godflesh in his bar. He presumably used it to get through the fourth seal. The plan isn't foolproof. There were too many variables. Pinning your hopes on a wild killer demon and believing it wouldn't be traced back to you was foolish. No doubt the intention was a scare tactic more than anything else. Put the fear of the gods into the council to enact change. You used a killer demon as the messenger of an angry gods to reshape the Syndicate. The plan didn't have to be perfect to get what you wanted. All you needed was a catalyst for change. On a day of horrible truths, this is one of the worst. Why,
I
Witness?
am innocent in the eyes of the gods.
I was surrounded by sin and heresy. You all focused on the islands and your own little ambitions.
The end times are looming.
What about the gods? What about our holy mission? All but one of the pyramids sit empty and we have existed for millennia.
You sinners a lie and a scheme.
We are an embarrassment to the gods. The Syndicate needed
I
rebuilding.
have a
And you would be the one to do it?
Endless heresy on this island.
The who is irrelevant. More important is why and how.
The gods are displeased.
Re-establish the priority in our faith. Resume our holy mission. Bathe in the radiance of our
I am
gods.
still bathed in the glory
I
of the
must
gods.
die a martyr. I tried. I really tried to do the work of our astral
I am
lords.
still bathed in the glory
I
of the
wasn't
gods.
enough though. The sin on this island was too great.
I hope heaven is everything you want it to be. Witness to the end. You are found guilty of conspiring to kill the council. The punishment is death. Yeah, but I also would like to kill Carmelina.
Yeah, Carmelina should be implicated in this.
It's it's not her fault that she came in second place. The tendrils of conspiracy snake around us. Starlight is a case file that will help us chop back the tendrils and expose the truth hiding within. Review the evidence, investigator. Yeah. Yeah, good. Perfect. Let's do it.
Excellent.
Yeah, no, she should hang. Can you explain this conspiracy? Can you refine a truth from the ore of
Test
crime?
me.
I believe the Carmelina initiated a conspiracy to kill the council last night. She created Perfect 25 and wanted to make sure it was hers. Carmelina is being punished for her father's crimes. The Silence family were barred from ever being on the council as part of his punishment. Crimson told me that Carmelina has put in a number of motions to join the council that have all been denied. She's a genius architect that has helped the Syndicate birth a potentially perfect island. Does she feel she deserves a seat on the
Paradise
council?
feels
She knows the 25th
wrong.
island will be perfect. Is she worried she won't get credit for it?
I don't.
Witness
like
testified that he is
this.
worried that Carmelina has changed. Maybe she expects more reward for her craft?
Is this a fact?
Carmelina had a secret child,
Or a
Dononagate. She kept him hidden in trans-dimensional corridors that she built with her skills as the architect.
I don't like this.
Dononagate's father was Ai's Kiwami. The council blood from his father would allow Dononagate to breach the bloodlock on the third holy seal.
Crime cannot
Carmelina
hide.
presumably learned that Henry had been fathered illegitimately by Ai's and had been kept a secret. That meant she could get a secret child as well.
When love dies,
When I find
all that
Dononagate, he
remains
told me his
are the
mission had been
facts.
to kill the council. He had a knife slick with the blood of council members. He completed his mission. Dononagate would birth a new syndicate, dying for Carmelina's
The
sins.
facts and the truth are
Carmelina
not
took
the
a lump of
same.
flesh from the god Crying Grudge to get through the fourth seal. She fused this to Dononagate's body.
Got it.
Yuri said he took Dononagate through the seals.
Paradise
Yuri
feels
confessed to
wrong.
being recruited by Carmelina. I'm getting
The
a little
facts
sick of
and
that
the truth
noise.
are not
Yuri
the
is guilty
same.
of going through the second seal.
Is this a
Yuri
fact
got the key to the
or a
second seal from
truth?
K-Hax under orders from Carmelina.
It's like the crowd is saying
I
what
don't
after everything
like
Stone Cold
this.
Steve
I
Austin
believe Yuri
said.
helped Henry obtain forbidden books on demonology.
Crime is repulsive.
If Henry became possessed by a demon, it would initiate the end of the island and allow Carmelina's plan to be put in play. Henry's possessions called for an exorcism.
The facts and the
Carmelina
truth
wanted
are
Henry to
not the
kill Gray's
same.
bloodlines to give him a prior history of murder. When he didn't step up, Carmelina intervened and killed Grace herself.
I have a
A
bad feeling
demonically
about
possessed
this.
citizen would be the perfect tool.
Crime
Carmelina
cannot
recruited
hide.
Akiko into her plan.
Paradise
Akiko
feels
aided her
wrong
by purposefully leaving Henry alone with Grace.
when love
Akiko
dies,
faked Henry's
all that
escape,
remains
putting
are
a
the
possible
facts.
killer into play.
When
Akiko
love
knew the
dies,
first seal marshals would
all
be
that
killed and
remains
switched them to
are the
protect her
facts.
beloved marshals.
Crime
Carmelina's
cannot
plan was
hide.
achieved by using her trans-dimensional corridors.
Don't test
Her
me.
alibi looked perfect, but she knew Witness would leave the room when he got
I
a call.
don't like
She
this.
knew Akiko would call at the right time and use that opportunity to slip out of Witness's apartment, get to Nonagate, and deliver her killer to the council building. Do you have anything to say, Architect?
Believe what you want.
You people would have nothing if it weren't for me.
This is nonsense.
All these islands that you drifted along on, all your tragic little lives, all given to you by me.
What?
I facilitate the syndicate. I craft your homes.
You have no evidence.
I have never been rewarded for my work, never been on the council, always living off to the side. Not even Perfect 25 got me the recognition I deserve. I don't expect the world, just some kind of reward to show that what I did was worth it.
Was this worth it?
I am the leader.
It would have been. You shouldn't have been called down. I'd crafted a perfect lie.
Crime cannot hide.
How did you know you'd been made leader during the crisis?
We have achieved perfection.
That's the irony. I didn't. I didn't expect Justice Incarnate to reverse the law and make me leader.
So what was the play on the next island?
This is nonsense.
When the chips are down, everyone of the Syndicate is a coward and a sycophant. You want all your little bits of power and for your little lives to carry on ticking by.
What?
The next council would be scared. All seniority would be gone and I would be the one that had created Perfect 25. I would make sure I had the throne.
How dare you?
My father was a victim but treated like a criminal. He was executed by a coward. You people never appreciate what others do for you.
When love dies,
The Grand
all
Marshal
that
would give you a
remains
loyal
are
army
the
to make
facts.
sure of
The
it.
facts and the
The plan
truth
failed.
are not
The truth is
same.
known. You arrogantly believed everyone would believe Henry, a citizen, was capable of breaching the Holy Seals and murdering the Council. Justice is immune to arrogance. A hideous, heinous truth. A vile truth. Architect. You have been found guilty of conspiring to kill the Council. Your punishment is death. The Parlor of Justice has played host to the truths of the investigator. Were the truth as expected? Did esoteric knowledge reveal the truth, or did it remain hidden in mystery? The investigator will become executioner and will execute justice.
We did it.
Justice. Oh boy. Grand Marshal Akiko 14. The verdict is... Christ.
Did we need 4 bullets?
That seems excessive. Architect Carmelina. The verdict is... I hope we don't kill the dog. Crimson Acid. The verdict is...
Release.
Dr. Doom Jazz. The verdict is... The accused, Henry Division. The verdict is... I mean, he did for sure kill his mom. But I don't think the Syndicate would care that much about that. The Fairy Woman, Lydia Daybreak. The verdict is... Sam Daybreak. The verdict is... Witness to the end. The verdict is...
This has been one of the most 80s things I've ever seen.
These music stings are just out of control. Secretary Yuri Knight, the verdict is... Jeezy Pete's, look at him go. It's because they treated all the seals as separate crimes. The Unforgiving Spectre, One Last Kiss, the verdict is... I would like to see us try to kill her. The Bizarre Killer Demon, the verdict is...
Wait, he's dead.
You have proven that Henry had nothing to do with the crime to end all crimes. He was nothing more than a pawn in a dreadful game of murder and secrecy. You have earned the title of Grand Investigator. Your weapon is unlocked. On the next island, you will reform the Paradise Psycho Unit. Island 24 is about to die. Island 25 waits for us. What kind of island will it be? Are you happy with your truths? Did you get the convictions you wanted? You entered into a battle with the facts, the truths, and the suspects. Did you emerge victorious? This courtroom could only allow so many truths to emerge from their hiding places. Are there more to hunt? If you believe that things are not as they seem, there is still a way to punish the guilty. Grand Investigator Lady Lovedeyes, I will leave you to execute justice at your discretion. Punish those that you deem guilty. Execution or exile are viable punishments. You may also let them go free. Please work for the best interest of Perfect
Time to breathe
25.
life back into paradise.
Thank you, Judge. It will be my honor to execute justice.
Execute justice.
When you are ready to wave goodbye to Island 24, do so from a rear view mirror in Lydia's car. The car will take you through the Paradise Gates into Perfect 25. Use it as your discretion. So I can just walk up and shoot people. Those of you which have not been found guilty of destroying Paradise may leave and wrap up your business before we move to Perfect 25. A marshal shall take Henry back to his cell. Marshals will clear away the executed. They will not be remembered. They will not be honored. What's happening?
One more of these.
She completed the job.
Was there more to do?
The investigator always trusted her heart. She would decide if Paradise had been saved.
We are on Perfect 25, so it must have been saved.
Saved isn't a binary state. Solving a crime doesn't mean the world is fixed.
That's scary.
It is.
I hope she knew what she was doing.
I'm sure she did. This is Lady Lovedeyes we're talking about.
So get in the back of Lydia's car and finish this, I guess.
So I could just... I could kill people still, I guess.
Do you want to see if we can just walk up to somebody and murderize them?
They're all so far away.
Actually, let's warp to Lydia and kill her. That would be a great way to end the series.
Oh, but we like her. Let's warp to Lydia and see what happens when we talk to her. We'll just look, we won't touch.
And who gives a fuck about blood crystals at this point? Go ahead, burn the wallet.
Justice, 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 justice!
Justice, justice! There, I got the others.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, your song! I'm glad we could do that for you. So...
I'm glad you're back, LD.
LD's back, ladies and gentlemen. You ready to go?
So...
Okay, oh no, are these our only choices? Can we go further down? Is there a nothing?
No.
Oh god.
Oops!
So...
Capital oops. Alright, let's talk about this. Was there anyone where, like, I think they did it, but there's something more?
I mean, I think at this point our choices are kind of end Lydia or exile Lydia or leave.
Why do you think her tire marks were on the roof?
Could have been K-Hax's face dragged along it.
What's
and
wrong,
just
Kuro?
made to look like.
Did you try? I see. Oh, I can see the raindrops. You put her on the leash? Put her on the leash, get the umbrella. Or you can wait a few minutes. We're almost done here. You don't have to.
Kuro, do you want to hang out for this execution?
We're not executing Lydia. We're gonna hit leave paradise. I think everything is gonna be what it is.
Okay.
Let's go to the next island.
Oh, can we say no?
Woo!
Oh, good. Let's find somebody. Anybody who's close. That guy. That moron with a knife right there.
Do you think they'll let us?
If you want
Yes.
to live, stay back.
He's probably pretty upset. As far as I know, I don't have a gun button, which is a bummer.
All right,
I
who's
think
close? Who's within 100?
Oh, more people survive than I would have guessed.
So,
Yeah.
we've been given the power to just execute or exile people at random. Justice?
Kill Sam and then leave.
Why?
Because it would be a funny way to end the series.
It would be the rarest dialogue. Is like, hey bestie, let's go on a road trip. By the way, I just shot your partner.
You guys are both deeply fucked up. You know that, right?
No, I'm not advocating for this. I'm just saying it would be unique.
Yeah, but,
because no one would do that, because it is a fucked up thing to do.
yeah, but I don't hear you. Well, until that sentence right there, I didn't hear you speaking against it.
I mean, my opposition should be implied.
They've done something terrible to the sad anime music.
You know, I do notice that, and I'm very sad.
I kind of like it.
Are we really killing Sam?
No.
Yeah.
I
No!
thought we agreed we would
Wait,
kill
what if
just
we
about
exiled
everyone,
them?
but-
Is that what they want?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on is exile the idle lands or exile is the real world. Can we like make this work for them? I'm gonna exile him.
I wonder how nervous she is, parting you around.
Fancy a drink?
Not in the mood.
Is that royalty?
It has.
It has. I did my job. A truth was
Fancy
revealed.
a drink?
I don't like the taste of this island, Sammy. I'm looking forward to the next one.
I think I am too, Amtai. Can I help you with anything before the end, MD?
Whoa, go back to the execute for just a second, but don't... Okay, that is in fact gun.
That is our gun, yes.
Yeah.
We've used it to kill a bunch of people already.
Only in the trial, though. We haven't done it out here in the field.
I should have saved.
So are we gonna...
Well, I'm gonna dip back, but I'm really looking forward to catching this on VOD.
Alright.
You should. We do some great voices.
Catch me before you close it out so I can rejoin you.
Absolutely
That's
not.
gonna
I
be-
need to go to bed.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
good. Yeah, that's gonna be
Then,
quick, so... Until next game.
until next time, y'all.
Send my love to the D&D
I'll
crew.
send you
Will
to
do.
the idle lands.
And remember, kids, beggars can't be dildos.
What do you believe, Aldi?
Why?
The facts and the truth are not the same.
What?
You'll regret this, won't you?
Okay. Didn't like that. Hated it.
Okay, let's execute then. Since we're
Fine.
Since we're We're at a
Paradise
point
Killer.
here of we've saved right in, so
It's time for justice.
What?
It's time
is this
for
a joke,
justice.
LD?
I know you involved, but I couldn't prove it.
You're making the wrong decision, aren't you, LD?
I don't think so, Sammy. The life of an assassin will always end like this.
Okay, back to Lydia.
Really?
Yes.
Honey, are you okay?
We gotta hurry. Huh?
Sorry.
Oh! Oh boy! You know why.
Is it because we killed her husband?
Where is she?
That's Beck.
Where is she? We're gonna have to find her the hard way, but this promises to be something really interesting.
Honey, are you okay? You don't seem fine. Did the dog go? Well, I'm glad that worked. Boo. Thank you for doing that. Oh, what? Lydia's not here.
Sorry.
I executed her lover. Maybe she's grieving? Maybe she's plotting
I have a
revenge.
bad feeling about this.
I need to watch my back on the next island. Guess I'm going to need to drive out of here myself. Is it time to go?
It's time to go. I want to see this ending.
Time to get out of here. Bear-chan!
Man.
Oh, you're coming too, are you? Woof woof, okay then, in the car. Perfect 25 awaits. A new island, a new council. The syndicate has been changed forever. Facts and truth, truth and facts. Paradise needed saving. Was it worth it? Was it saved? I breathed life back into paradise. Time for Perfect 25.
Oh no!
Terrible timing.
Who's gonna finish this?
I could do it. Unless you
Okay.
like yours better.
I don't at all.
I'm going to miss Love Dies. We could have had something special. Nothing brings people together like the impending obliteration of a pocket of reality. Still, at least the case of the Paradise Killer got her out of exile. I wonder if her truths were right. I guess I'll never know. I hope Perfect 25 was worth it. Obviously, I hope they all die in a fire, but for their sakes, I hope they enjoy it.
Oh man.
I've only known humans for a short amount of time, but they all seem to be idiots that only work for themselves. I'm sure they'll beat it up nicely.
No, you're supposed to cuss and I'm supposed to...
I'm screaming so loud I don't think you could cover me. Anyway, time to watch reality die.
Well, this is disappointing.
All of these people are unhinged madmen.
I wanted Lydia to come back and do something right at the end.
Oh, there's a Shinji on the beach. To the right?
I see him. Assuming this isn't just a concept video taken or something.
There's words.
So this is the music crew, huh? I want to know who came up with the taxi music. And here's all the people we have completely put to shame.
Yeah, my apologies for all of what we've done.
I have done terrible things.
I might get this track though.
So 80s.
It's so good. It's so tight.
It's a bop. Compared to the rest of the music, it hits different. Chan.
Oh, that's cute. They have a dog named Kaiju too? My friend has a dog named Kaiju, which I think is a great name for a dog. Oh no.
Paradise dates back to 1998.
Maybe some original concept art? I'll have to do some more research on this now that we've finished.
And thank you for having us.
Yeah, this ruled. As much as I want to finish this track, I don't know how much longer it's going to go, so I am going to hit continue.
Right. And we ought to sign this off so we can...
Hello?
Huh? Ha ha ha. So that's how it ended. A weird turn of events.
The strangest paradise yet.
Is this paradise safe?
Of course it isn't. This is the syndicate we're talking about.
Will we need her again?
We always will. She's the only one that can save paradise. Was that maybe the ending we got?
Maybe. And that's it.
Yeah, we diddly done did it, huh?
We did.
10 weeks.
10 weeks, and we'll see how long it takes us to have fun with the horsies.
I can't imagine that we'll want to play it for more than one or maybe 2 sessions.
We'll find out.
We will. But you should start thinking about what you want your next one to be.
Yep.
It's your turn for a long play if you want one.
I will pass on the belief that this is not going to take long, and I want you to have your horsies.
What if horsies and then your long play?
That's what I'm saying. Have your horsies, and then we'll do something. I need time to think.
Okay, you have the time.
Hmm.
This was a lot of fun. I'm so glad I found this game.
Yeah, me too. This was a good exercise.
Truly,
I need to write down. Yeah.
Unhinged, and now you have the best thinking and meditation music your heart ever desired.
Absolutely. And I'm going to have to write down what all voices I do the next time I do something like this.
Yeah, you've got a lot more in you than you thought.
I do.
And it turns out I have a pretty good, insultingly French accent.
It is really good.
Nobody talks like that, but...
You should use that on Kuro.
But Tish, that's French. Have her start kissing up my arm. All right, before this gets rowdy, let's call this a night.
Yep, this is Alpha Star DX on Radio 69.6 saying tit wanks are Doom jazz.
Doom jazz. Good night, everybody.
Good night.